And we're off.
Whoa. We made it back
Bingo.
again.
We made it.
Bingo.
First Patreon episode.
Numero uno.
Dude, this is exciting. I'm excited. This is a great topic for us. But beforehand, I got booked and performed at a comedy fest in Erie, Pennsylvania over the weekend. Dude, it was
it Erie?
Erie Comedy Fest.
No, it was not Erie at all. It was honestly a blast. Dude, comedy fests are so fun. I hope you guys can come to next year's because it's just like hanging out with a shit ton of comics is always a good time, you know? And we're just like getting drunk and hooting and hollering. I got a tattoo. Got a clown worm on my arm.
Clown worm? Okay, we can't see it.
Show it.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
We need a better angle of the clown.
Let's see.
Whoa.
Next to Spider Face Lady.
I'm doing a bad job.
Clown worm.
Martin Scorsese, you are not, Cody.
No, I'm not.
It looks like a baby Yoda worm.
You're not the only person to say that to me.
Are you going to color it in?
For sure. It was just like the set was only 20 minutes, but I did headline that show and I crushed.
Nice. Wait, so you didn't get the beer can? Or
No, they had a flash. I mean, I figured they would. I just didn't want to go empty-handed if they didn't.
Right.
But where the sets were like 20 minutes each, they had a flash sheet drawn up of what everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The options.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so I picked clown worm.
Clown worm.
AKA baby Yoda worm. I didn't see a clown when I saw it. I saw a baby Yoda attached to a worm.
It's definitely a clown. If you get closer, I'm not a good cameraman.
I think it would have been cooler if it was a clown doing the worm.
Ooh. I agree with you. That would have been way cooler.
That would be cool. I would get that.
Jake, can you do the worm?
Yeah.
No, I used to do it all the time when I was younger because of Scotty Too Hotty.
Yes.
The legend, yeah.
Dude, I've always dreamt of being able to do the worm. It's like one of my biggest failures as a human.
Yep. I've
Yeah,
tried.
I think now if I were to try it, I would both like fuck myself up and look really stupid doing it.
Like, to me, it's a mystery because first of all, I'm not much of a dancer, but it's just like, it's like almost like doing a dance on the floor. Like I can't figure out how the body is moving that way. Like I just can't do it.
It takes a lot of muscle coordination.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not known for that.
Cody, can you do the worm? Cody, I feel like I've seen you do the worm at some point.
Oh, I've tried to do the
When
worm,
we
but it's
dance.
always bad.
I swear I've seen you do the worm, Jake. I could have sworn
I've seen Jake
you
do the
it.
worm.
I think I have done the worm at some point.
I'm pretty sure in Anthony's old basement once at a party. I think you did. I think you did it. I think we were having a
I must have been
conversation.
fucked up.
Oh yeah. We were, dude. It was one of those nights we were there till like the wee hours of the morn, you know?
Oh, was that with your ex at the time?
Oh,
Or we just
God.
freestyle?
That was such a fun time for me. The worst time for her. She was like, this is just not what I would do for fun. And I should have known then that it would never work.
Ooh.
Yeah, seriously, you should have known then because an Anthony house party is a good time.
Yeah, big
But if
miss.
someone says, "quote This is not what I would do for fun," I'd be like, "Bitch,
Then
we're
what
done."
do you do for fun?
Yeah, what do you do for fun, loser? Watch Grey's Anatomy? I don't give a shit.
Grey's Anatomy. Dude, that show sucks.
That show does suck.
There are two wolves inside of us all. Either you like to party at my house or you like to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Which one do you feed?
This is like Comics and Chronics origin stories.
Oh shit, dude, we should do an origin story episode.
Yeah, I
I
would
think
love
we've
to.
talked about our origins before.
we should do
haven't we?
personal one bad day episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, having our own one bad day.
Exactly. Because we all know that all it takes is just one bad day.
Like what led us down the road of comedians / podcasters.
In a way, all three of our origins is kind of like the origins of the character we're talking about today. And that is the Joker, as we discuss Alan Moore's The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke. Which,
classic.
Out of a lot, like, I don't like to use this word a lot. It just feels pretentious, but this is a fucking graphic novel. Like, if you want to say graphic novel, this is it. The Killing Joke.
For sure. This is one of the quintessential, like when people speak of like the best graphic novels out there, they'll reference Watchmen. I feel like you have to reference The Killing Joke.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The Killing Joke is definitely top 5, if not top 3 Batman stories.
100%. It's
agree.
top 3.
It's easy in the top 3.
Yeah. Well, I say top 1, that's going to be that's one of those things like that has to percolate as the episode goes on.
I don't know if I'm such a Long Halloween fan that I don't know. Just for me personally, I do like Halloween.
There's so much more in the Long Halloween as well.
It's a bigger book.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like Long Halloween's almost like, I would still it's still a graphic novel too, but like it's more sequentially an issue-based thing where this is a shorter, very much self-contained thing.
Yeah, it's just a one-shot. And man, is it good.
Incredible.
Really gives depth to both Batman and Joker and provides a bunch of commentary on their characters and their relationship with each other.
Absolutely. Which is like the best part about it. Or one of the best parts about it.
I do have beefs, but by beefs, I mean just one essentially, but we can get it. Does anyone want to give a synopsis?
Well, hold on. First, we got to do our first ever intro for Patreon.
Yeah, this is Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are cool and you have subscribed to our Patreon, thank you for tuning into this exclusive episode from Comics and Chronic.
The exclusive.
I'm Jacob H. That exclusive.
Yeah.
As always, Anthony Iannaccio and Cody Cannon are here with me.
Yeah.
We're talking some high class shit today. This is like it's more than Comics and Chronic today. It's like ganja and graphic novels. That's what I would say.
Ganja and graphic
novels. Yes. It's very
Dude, yeah. We're gonna be with our pinky out for this one. You know what I mean?
Only pinkies out.
No, but seriously, thank you guys. If you actually are here today, that means you're helping support something we've been doing for a long time. And that's fucking awesome. So thank you. Seriously.
Yeah. Thanks for being a true commie.
True
The realest of the real.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why we're giving you this special nugget of entertainment.
Yeah. So
I'll do a synopsis.
Yeah, Jake. I feel like you're the Batman king of the group.
All right, so we're talking Alan Moore's The Killing Joke, published in 1986. And it tells the origin story of the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker. And we find what's going on, and it takes place both in present time and in the past, as we see the flashbacks of Joker's past before he ever became the Joker.
So to speak, sorry to interrupt, but I love, at one point in time, the Joker says, that's how I remember it some days, but not all days.
True, you're right.
So I love that Joker's an unreliable narrator in this, because you're just like, this is like supposedly his past and the canon kind of.
But we really don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the debut of the multiple choice origin. I think that's exactly what he calls it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, sometimes, I remember it one way, sometimes this way. So that's true. What we're reading might just be one of his, recollections, but it might not even be the accurate recollection.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm making this up. I'm pretty sure I read this somewhere. Alan Moore intended this as like also an Elseworld story.
Really?
So whether or not whatever happens in it, but it's obviously canon. It became canon very quickly because of the events in this carryover for many years. But yeah. Sorry, Jake.
Basically until New 52. Well, it even continues in New 52. They just alter it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly.
Yeah. So what's going down? So, okay, the Joker, present time, is fucking shit up as usual. he has escaped Arkham, duh. And he
Yeah.
has kidnapped Commissioner Gordon and infamously paralyzing Barbara Gordon by shooting her in the fucking spine at point blank range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing
Brutal.
what is one of my favorite Joker costumes, the classic Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
The
with hat
straw
and
hat,
camera.
yeah.
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 Yeah, like he's on vacation. Dude, so
Exactly.
silly.
So sick. What
Yeah.
a maniac.
Yeah, dude, the art in this graphic novel is
Oh, it's awesome.
some of my favorite, like I would say, graphic novel art out there.
Who's the artist again?
Brian Boland.
Yeah.
Brian Boland.
So check this out, and because I have the absolute edition, I had not realized this. Like I've heard about it, but I just have not seen it like next to each other. There's the art that in like the newer versions where it's just completely different. Like the art's the same, the coloring is completely different.
Yeah.
The original, so this came out in 1988. And today, for the first time, I read that 1988 version, and the colors are a billion times better. Like the mood feels better. Like, for instance, Joker's flashback to when we see him talking to his wife is in black and white, and certain things are in color, right? And I'm assuming in the version you guys read, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just colored like in a really cool way. Like the lighting in the old version, it's all about the lighting and the color, and like it makes things feel creepier, like when Gordon's in the tunnel, and just so many moments in the comic. And I feel like it's like not going to take away any Pesci's by any means, but I'm really confused why they changed the coloring so drastically. Like it's really a huge difference when you see it side by side.
Yeah, I actually did a bunch of reading after I reread the comic. I
Nice.
went through and read it, and I rewatched the awful animated movie.
Ooh.
Did you have a chance to watch it?
The animated movie was not bussin'.
No, it was definitely a drop in the only part that was great was Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, but otherwise not bussing at all.
Well, like what? So I haven't seen the animated movie, and it's because like everyone tells me it sucks. So it's like I'll watch it one day, but like why? Like how do they miss so badly? Like what do they do that it fucks up this great story?
For one thing, he has sex with Batgirl.
Yeah.
He has sex with Batgirl.
Why? Like where does that fit in?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and I think they did it to like raise the stakes, but like it doesn't raise the stakes. It's just so forced.
Why do you need to raise the stakes further?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think Bruce Timm is just a little fucking weirdo, dude.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, they like literally have sex on top of a building in their
No, it was
costumes,
on a
so
dock, wasn't it? Or is it
on
on
a
a
dock.
building? Somewhere
I
like
thought it was
that.
on top of a
It might have
building.
been on a building.
and they were like, yeah, it's just like, what? Why are you having sex with Batgirl?
Yeah.
It'd be like having sex with Robin. Like, I don't know, it just-
It's weird because it is kind of like a father-son, father-daughter relationship he has with the Bat family.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's the patriarch of the Bat family.
It doesn't
Why-
add anything.
Yeah, if anything, it takes away.
I agree. It takes away and it makes Barbara Gordon look weak in that, like, in this time of need, she needs to, like, like cry into Bruce's shoulders and have sex. Like, what? No.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I just don't.
And it doesn't make me care more about Barbara Gordon when she gets paralyzed.
Yeah,
I mean, I still cared like the same. You don't need. It was just so unnecessary.
so unnecessary. So unnecessary.
Yeah, it almost single-handedly ruins the entire animated movie.
Yeah, because I mean, the second half, if you skip the first half, that whole crime boss story arc they
It's
put
pretty
in.
much the comic book. the
Yeah,
graphic novel.
the second half is actually pretty solid. There is a zany musical number from Mark Hamill.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Well,
that.
in the comic, Joker does sing a song.
Oh shit! Does
He
he?
does. It's a fucked up song. Yeah, yeah. He's singing
I
to
thought he
Gordon.
just tells the story when they're going through the tunnel.
No, like there's a part where he's definitely singing a song. Like it's
Oh,
like
shit.
rhyming and everything. It's really fucked up. Like just talking about how the world's fucked up and like this is how it must be.
Oh yeah. So maybe they just turned it into a song.
I'm assuming. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it fits. That doesn't seem so random to me actually. Yeah.
It didn't like feel good when I was watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
I don't know.
doesn't-
I have mixed
it doesn't stick
feelings.
the landing.
I have mixed feelings about the musical number. I'm a big musical fan. One thing you guys, commies, should know about me, that's Patreon information
That's
only.
the dark secret of this episode.
That's right. We did promise one dark secret. Promise.
This episode says I love musicals.
Damn, I need like the Law and Order's like dun dun
Dun, dun.
whenever somebody drops a dark secret. I'll edit post. We'll pretend there was a dun dun.
Dude, but yeah, I love musicals, and it's very campy. Like I imagine something the Joker would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the
Especially
Joker,
Mark Hamill Joker.
yeah, I love how Mark Hamill Joker really play, like it uses being a cartoon. It makes it feel cartoony. You know what I mean? And it's so good. And I mean that in the best way.
Yeah. Mark Hamill's Joker voice is a very good classic Joker voice.
I would argue Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are the two best of their respective roles.
Yeah, hard agree.
I
Hard
would go
agree.
there. I would do that.
Especially Kevin Conroy, like, going back to who's your Batman, he's my Batman. It's not Michael Keaton for me. It's none of anyone past that. It's got to be Kevin Conroy for me.
Nice.
Same.
So that we don't harp on the movie too long, so we could focus on this amazing graphic novel.
Yes.
How many peshies would you guys give the Killing Joke animated movie? Just that.
Like 4.
I was gonna say 4.
Yeah.
Probably 4.
Yeah, so that doesn't sound. So is it better than? This is going to be, I think, our question every time now. For some, is it better than Quantumania?
Yes.
Maybe. I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's a low bar, man. That's a.
Yeah. Quantumania does not stick around with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
was
that's what.
utterly forgettable.
Yep.
Yeah. Guardians was way better than Quantumania.
Oh yeah.
I can't. Don't say it.
Oh, just kidding. Anyways, back to the Killing Joke,
Yeah.
you guys.
The Killing Joke. So no, let's. Okay, so the Barbara Gordon scene, which is like one of the craziest things I've ever read in comics, like she's sitting with her dad in the living room. You don't expect it reading it. The characters aren't supposed to be expecting it. Like she thinks her friend is coming over to pick her up.
Yeah.
And she's just not even looking. She's just like, ha ha, Dad, I'm opening the door. Boom, Joker's there. But Joker, okay, so I'm going to bring this to Cody especially. The Joker is saying, well, it's for all of us, but like he's really using his like comedy routine in this scene. He's like, ooh, that's a great impression of a coffee table book because she's like crashed on the. It's so fucked up, but it's like, damn, like he's on fire here. Let him cook.
Funny, yeah.
You know, so
He was
like
roasting her.
yeah, like he's just comparing her to a book the whole time. He's like, you're a softback. It's just like, fuck, that's fucked up, but it's pretty funny, Joker. Too soon, Joker, but you got some jokes.
Joker's a savage in this one.
Totally savage.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Do you guys? Because it insinuates but doesn't outright say. Do you guys think he sexually assaults her?
You know what? I actually never did when I read it.
No, he takes
And-
pictures
but
of her. That's still
I've
fucked
heard
up.
people like say like, oh well, it's implied that he sexually assaulted. I don't know. I never got that, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Like I know that like it's already fucked up. He definitely undressed her. He definitely took pictures of her while she was naked and helpless. But I don't know, like, I don't put it past the Joker, obviously. That seems like something in his wheelhouse. But at the same time, it just seems like one step too far that, maybe even Alan Moore doesn't want to do, or DC's just like, let's not go there.
I would be furious if they were like, you know what? Batman refuses to eat pussy, but the Joker can rape a paralyzed woman. You know?
That's such a great point, though. You're absolutely right.
But this was also the 80s.
Yeah, times
is
were
true.
different.
And again, it
yeah,
might have been,
like-
it originally started as an Elseworld, so they could have done whatever they wanted. I mean,
Has
Gordon,
Alan Moore ever gone on the record as to what he thinks the Joker did?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so.
He might
I
have,
don't-
but
I haven't looked into it, TBH.
Alan Moore seems like the kind of guy that would also be like, you know, the answers in the text. Like, I'm not telling you what.
Yeah, he would say some bullshit like that.
I love the because the end is very ambiguous too. There's a lot of ambiguity in this comic book.
A lot of ambiguity.
Artfully used.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to the end, we have yet to even finish the synopsis.
The synopses.
I like pronouncing it like that.
Yes, well, it's ganja and graphic.
It's a Patreon exclusive. I only pronounce it like that for Patreon listeners. Yeah, exactly. Once again, pinkies up. The synopsis. Yes, the killing joke. One of our most classic literatures.
Nice.
Welcome to Comics and Chronic. Ooh, we should have, like, what's his name? The
dude
Planet
from
Earth dude?
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough.
Welcome to Comics and
You'll never hear that song on a normal episode of Comics and Chronic. That's only for
Never.
Patreon.
Yeah, we have the rights to that song only for Patreon usage.
Antonio Vivaldi, he's my great grand cousin.
Oh, shit.
Imagine my
Okay,
name was
yeah, so-
Antonio.
That'd be cool.
That's my grandfather's name. Like, I could have easily been
Antonio.
Antonio Iannaccio.
Antonio Iannaccio.
Hold on. You pronounce it Antonio, correct?
Yeah.
But you pronounce Mario.
See, I've always said Mario, but then I've been shamed into saying Mario, so I find myself saying Mario more recently.
Dude, my boss, when I worked at a pizza place, he was Italian. His son was Italian, everything. He was from Italy. He even called his son Mario. And I grew up like Mario.
Yeah. And it's also just the way like Italian, especially Italian New Yorkers talk. It's like that A. It's like Mario.
Well, yeah. And so I would say Antonio, my sisters-in-laws who are Italian in Chicago, her son's name is Antonio. And when I said Antonio, she corrected me. She's like, it's Antonio. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. I'm not going to go out of my way to say Antonio.
No, I'm not saying that.
But their kids' names are also like Vincenzo and shit like that.
Vincenzo Antonio. Yeah, like if you have the Italian accent, it could be like Antonio.
If you have it, yeah, Antonio.
But I don't have that, you know. And I think also my dad wanted me to be
Italian Joker somewhere.
Italian Joker.
Italian Joker is canon in our universe.
Can you do an Italian Joker? Can you add an Italian accent to your Joker voice?
I feel like it would just be Super Mario saying Joker lines. Why are so serious?
I approve.
And here we go. Remember the end of Dark Knight when he goes, and here we go.
Yeah. And here we go. Can you imagine just like a plumber's cap
we should
and
dub
a
all of Dark
mustache
Knight
over?
Oh.
We should just dub the Dark Knight over, but with Italian Joker Mario.
Oh my god. Oh, do the line, want to see me do a magic trick?
Oh, God. Want to see a magic trick? It's a gun.
Well, we'll do some special video editing. That'll be a Patreon exclusive too, maybe.
Yeah. Want to know how I got these scars? That started to sound a little more like a Jewish comedian.
Jewish Joker?
Ooh.
He starts off as a stand-up comedian back in the day.
I'm picturing like Woody Allen as the Joker.
Oh, God.
Then he definitely raped Batgirl, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Woody Allen Joker. Yeah.
Woody Allen Joker definitely rapes Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh.
All right, someone else take up the synopsis from here. Synopses.
Okay, so Barbara's paralyzed. Everyone's shocked. Gordon goes missing. Batman does a manhunt across the city. Batman's trying to find him with no luck.
No luck.
Until he finally gets an invitation. And then you find out that basically Joker kidnapped Gordon and is trying to torture
Drive him
Gordon
insane.
to the point that he goes insane, trying to prove to Batman that they're the same and that all it takes is one bad day to have someone go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm an idiot. You know, all this time, me and Jake actually did. So me and Jake did a One Bad Day episode on Riddler and Clayface. They did this whole series, DC recently, Black Label. You got to check it out. But I didn't realize it was referencing that Joker line from this. I had no idea. I totally forgot. I was like, oh, One Bad Day. I get it. But hold on. I love that. Can we like pause on that like idea like that? The whole thing between like Joker and Batman being the same. There's a scene where Bruce Wayne is like reviewing the Joker files in the Batcave, and he says a line. He says, "How can two people hate so much without knowing each other?" And then the panel shows Alfred kind of like, "Motherfucker, you like, what do you mean?" Like he kind of, I feel like Alfred is like, "Do you not see it?" Like, and the Joker is kind of pushing it that way, like. You're both just insane people. Like one of the first times Joker is explaining it before Batman arrives in the Batmobile, I only noticed it this time reading it. He's like saying the whole, you know, we're both like insane. Like the only answer to society to all this craziness is to act insane. Otherwise, you're crazy if you're not doing that. The very next thing you see is Batman pulling up in the Batmobile. But this Batmobile actually like has Batman's like mask on the front, like a huge, like it looks more OP than the regular Batmobile. And I feel like Alan Moore like purposely wanted to show that. Like you're thinking, while I immediately thought like that next panel, and that's why comics can only really do this in a really cool way. Like, yeah, Batman is answering his one bad day in the same way. Obviously, that's like the biggest conflict in this book, right? Joker believes that, but Batman's like, no, like we're better than that. Gordon, we're better than that, you know? But it's still not clear if that, you know, it gives you that really cool debate. Like, is Batman just a crazy dude in a costume, or is he really past that and just using it, you know? Like I love that.
I agree. The implications of like Batman's also like has like a form of psychosis. I mean, he's obsessive when it comes to like fighting crime, but he has to do it dressed up as a bat. And he can't just like help the system. Batman is so rich that he could like for sure bribe legislation in Gotham City to pass like stricter gun laws, to criminal reform, but he's like, no, I have to punch the criminals in the face. Is Batman the Kyle Rittenhouse of the DCU? I'm gonna say no because I fucking hate Kyle Rittenhouse. I love Batman,
and because Batman doesn't kill.
That's
does
true.
he?
Yeah, that's the question at the end.
The last page in this comic has you seriously question what's going on.
Grant Morrison has said that he believes Joker dies.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of those things that it's like up for interpretation.
It is, and you know what? Just going back, like, because we can interpret it both ways. It's called One Bad Day, and you think
no, it's not called One Bad Day.
Or sorry, it's not called One Bad Day. But the Joker talks about having one bad day, and so you're like, oh, okay, this is. We get to learn the origin of Joker, and we all know Batman's one bad day, and Joker's trying to make Gordon have this be his one bad day.
Exactly.
He shoots his daughter in front of him, but it's the first time ever we hear at the end Batman laughing, along with Joker. What if like we interpret that like, oh, has Batman liked the joke that he told, which we can get into, but. What if like Batman finally just like cracked? He realizes I have met my match. I cannot beat this dude.
Right.
And so he does start laughing. And for all we know, and you stop hearing the laughter, what if he's like strangling Joker?
Right.
You know?
Because the joke that Joker is saying, he's like, there's two guys in an insane asylum, you know, two crazy guys. So going back to they're both crazy and they're escaping. They decide to escape. They're on the roof. And one guy is able to jump across and makes it there. So let's really break this down. Who's the guy jumping across in this scenario, right?
Batman.
It's Batman. Then there's the other guy stuck on the roof, and he says, I can't get that far. The other guy who already jumps says, don't worry, I have a flashlight. I'll shine it, and you could walk across.
On the beam of light.
Right. That's a crazy thing to say, but the crazy guy believes it. But his response is, oh, no, I can't do that. And the other guy's like, why? And he's like, because you'll shut it off when I'm halfway across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something
And
deep
then
right
Batman
there.
starts laughing.
Yeah, and Batman
there is
starts
something deep
laughing
in that.
because does that mean Batman also is like saying, because right before this, Batman says
He
Joker.
asks to rehabilitate him.
Yes, exactly. It's like Batman's like, oh, fuck, you caught me. It's like,
Yeah.
you got me, dude. It could just be that it was that. Like, it was almost like a bonding moment. Like, the laugh doesn't have to.
They definitely retcon it later in the New 52 and have Joker talk about it and say, we just embraced in the rain. We laughed and we embraced in the rain.
Yeah, ooh.
But that's not necessarily how it happened. You know what I
Right,
mean? They changed things so much. And I think I think that this is the ending of The Sopranos for The Killing Joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure Alan Moore has said there is a definitive ending and it's not so ambiguous, but I don't know.
Well,
What do you guys think? So I guess I want to say I don't believe that he kills him.
I think when I first ever read The Killing Joke, I think, oh wow, Batman's just laughing. I don't think I ever thought that he killed him either. I feel like upon like reading it a few times afterwards, he might, man.
yeah. Also, because if you're reading it, he picks Joker up as the sirens get closer. He picks him up and then then it cuts to 2 shots of just the rain on the ground, which is also how the comic starts. And the 2 shots of the rain on the ground, the laughter just abruptly stops.
And the police sirens stop too, right?
Maybe?
I think
I don't know. Go to that final panel. Well, also I remember each panel is showing like the ripples on the ground in the water from the rain.
Ooh,
Yeah.
because this is Patreon, like we could pull up the final panel. You want to do that? You
Oh,
want to?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
show the people. Let's let the people interpret for themselves.
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a good fucking... That's what makes the comic so good, is this whole... It's just literally a criticism of like Batman and like how Joker's out to prove that they're the same, and it's just like one of the best Batman. It shows so much into the psyche of every single character. Gordon, the way he's like, do it by the books
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
after
and also,
being
like-
tormented.
Gordon's the one that says do it by the books. You're right. It's not like Batman is like, he might be thinking otherwise.
Yeah, because I mean, Gordon's daughter was just shot right in front of him. Gordon was just literally drugged through a like
Tortured by little people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freaks of the carnival or whatever, the carnival
And
freaks.
Gordon still doesn't crack, which begs the question, is Gordon psychologically stronger than both Batman and the Joker?
Yes, I would argue yes.
He's still, even after seeing his daughter get shot in front of him, probably stripped down, taken pictures of.
Yeah, watching
he
her
himself
bleed
got
out on
tortured
the
and
living
beat.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, and he still says, do it by the books. Like, dude, Gordon, he ain't no chump, bro.
No, Gordon is the only thing that tethers Batman to good, I feel like. Gordon and the Bat family. But Gordon more so than the Bat family. Because, I mean...
Because Gordon doesn't like, well, I was going to say something, but now I kind of contradict. He doesn't enable Batman as much as like Alfred does.
Yeah. Also, the Bat family, in their own way, are kind of fucked up. That Batman's just like all of these troubled, orphans and kids and young people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna teach them to be the best hand-to-hand combatants in the world. And,
Batman has singly turned like half of Gotham's orphans into trained ninjas.
It's so true. So you're right. Even going back to what you said, like it is Joker trying to make it Gordon's one bad day, because Joker says all it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. I don't think Bruce Wayne is the sanest man alive. I think Gordon is that sanest man alive.
Yeah.
I also like, is a classic line from it where Joker says, what does he say? Madness is the emergency exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Like you can escape reality, the harsh realities of the world, by just like giving in and going insane.
Yeah. The dialogue and social commentary this is just stellar comic
This book was ahead of its time.
by far.
And you said it was published in 88. I think I made a mistake and said it was published in 86, right?
I think it's 88.
Yeah, definitely
It's
88. Hold on, I was gonna pull this up. Can you guys see it?
No.
Not quite yet.
Oh, there we
it is.
go.
Nice.
So we got the final page of the Killing Joke up here. So this is what I'm saying. You got the E, right? The wee. That's like the police siren. So they stop. The laughter stops. The lights are off. You know, that's something too. The lights are. Oh, I just noticed.
Look at
it.
that.
I just noticed it.
What?
Yeah, I just noticed that
The
too.
beam of
You're
light is
right.
broken.
The beam of light is broken.
The beam of light, like in the
shit.
joke.
He said you'll turn it off when I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
Which can we now? Batman maybe does kill him.
Yeah, to me, that would definitively say Batman fucking got him.
I agree.
But he doesn't have his hands on his throat necessarily, you know? Like, he's got him by the collar. I don't know if that's changed, but no, I'm pretty sure that's like, you see what I mean? Like, it's not like his neck is clearly like choke free right now.
Well, also in the bottom left panel, we see both their feet are still there.
Right.
And one person, the we is okay. So the we is coming from the cop car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The we stops, the light stops, and then we see ripples in the puddle.
Yeah.
Another thing
There's some deep imagery there. I didn't even think about that until right
me
now.
either, honestly. And then also, like, it's not only that's broken, but now it's a full puddle.
Now it's a full puddle.
Yeah.
Is the world just mad? It's just madness.
Oh yeah. Well, because look at all the ripples. One might say like everything ripples out.
Ooh.
Well, also, I think the first panel is just like that. I think the very first
Let's
panel.
Let's go to the 1st panel.
Let's go to it. Yeah.
We could do that. Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right, Cody.
Oh. And look, also beams of light once again.
Ooh,
in the second panel
yes.
and third panel.
Yes. And they're not broken.
And they're not broken.
And it's Arkham Asylum, which might suggest something too.
The joke even says, the joke even starts off with two people in an asylum and they escape.
So maybe there's some people listening and watching like, these guys are dumbasses. You never noticed this. But fuck it. I never actually noticed this reading
I
the
never
Killing
noticed
Joke.
that too, to be honest.
And then if we keep going, like it's the setup and that's the punchline at the end.
Yeah.
Like perfectly. Like it bookends perfectly.
And it's the killing joke. Is it that the joke itself killed? It finally made Batman laugh? Or is it the last joke the Joker ever told and Batman murders him?
Fucking A.
God damn it.
Fucking A.
Alan Moore and David Chase are pretty much the same person.
Alan Moore is the David Chase of comic books.
Exactly.
Oh my God, but the mob is even in this book too. So
You're
David
right.
Chase doing a live action Killing Joke? Yo,
David Chase,
come on.
with Michael Imperioli as Joker.
Yes, yeah, that's who he has to be. 100%. All right, then let's cast that. Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Are
They
we
have
really
to be
doing?
alive. They have to be alive.
I really don't want Michael Imperioli as the Joker.
Who do
Really?
you want?
For
Gordon, maybe? Michael Imperioli as Gordon?
Ooh. I could do it. How does he look with a mustache?
I think he could do it. I think he could actually pull that off. If anybody
trying
in
to
the
think.
story, that's the only person. Yeah, if he's not the Joker.
You know who I think?
Meadow as Barbara Gordon.
Oh, we're doing Sopranos characters.
Yeah. Or David
I
Chase is making it, so he's
misunderstood.
good to cast his people.
Yeah, he's going to cast Sopranos actors.
Okay.
Ralph Cifaretto as Joker,
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I
actually.
think that's way better.
It's definitely who the Joker is.
right?
Yeah.
Ralph Cifaretto. Yeah. Fucking who is Batman?
Like even if James Gandolfini was alive, he wouldn't be Batman. Like
No, you can't even-
he could be Gordon. I could see him as Gordon as well.
Ooh.
I can see him as Gordon. You want to know a fun fact? Have you guys ever seen The Night Of with Riz Ahmed on HBO?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, what? You guys suck. Seriously. God damn it, you guys. Never mind.
Why? No, keep going.
Well, you should watch it, A, because it's fire. It really is fire. It's great whodunit, whatever. But it's also cool. It's like social commentary. Anyways, Riz Ahmed is in it, and John Turturro is in it. John Turturro plays his lawyer, but it's cool because when you watch it, John Turturro kills it. That role was actually supposed to be for James Gandolfini, but then he had a heart attack and died.
Oh man. Okay, I remember the
so
previews though. Okay, I'll check out The Night Of. It seems like it's that.
It's
good.
only like 6 episodes. It's fire though. Like if you like Chernobyl or anything that HBO does, you'll like
Dude,
Night
an
Of.
HBO would be knocking it out of the park.
Mm.
Damn, I can't believe you guys have never seen that. That came out 2020, I think.
I was just thinking Steve Buscemi would probably be a great Gordon. Actually,
or a good Joker, if you paint Steve Buscemi's
Ooh.
face, especially like Steve Buscemi in his prime back in the day, like you painted his face white and like with a smile, he looks creepy.
Yeah,
as fuck.
you're right about that too.
And in Sopranos season 6B, when he's in the coma dream, Steve Buscemi is in that dream and he's wearing like a tux and everything.
Yeah.
Like the Joker. I feel like if you were to paint his hair, green and
Yeah.
paint his
Oh
skin
yeah, it's
white-
got to work for the flashback as well. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, Steve Buscemi is the Joker.
Yeah.
And seeing Steve Buscemi on stage as a failed comedian,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yes.
dude, which is a tragic backstory. We haven't told the people listening.
That's true. We
True.
barely got into
The Joker's origin. So, according to this, the Joker used to work in a chemical plant and then quit to become a stand-up comedian, follow his dreams of being a stand-up comedian, and he sucks.
Bomb
As
every day.
everyone who does
Yeah.
when they first start stand-up comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he's not making it, which is crazy. It is crazy though that he's like, I'm quitting my chemical plant job to be a stand-up comedian to support my pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. I guess he doesn't make the best choices.
No. You know what I love though? When he's like complaining to his wife about all this, he's like, the women on the corner make more money than I do. And she laughs at that. Like that's like his funny joke, but he's like actually just
He's
like
serious.
distraught about life. Yeah.
Yeah, throughout the comic, like his character will say like really depressing things. People are like, you are funny.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't being funny. Like,
Yeah.
life's sad. You know, like people laughed at his like misery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't realize there was a market for sad boy humor.
Dude, yeah. Joker in the 80s would have killed it as a comedian now. You know what I mean?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Well, also when I was reading this, I was like, if the Joker just had the teachings of Steven Rosenfeld, he would probably have been a success story.
Steven Rosenfeld is his fucking what's his Batman psychiatrist? What's her name?
Oh,
Melfi?
He always goes to
I know who
Dr.
you're
Somebody. I forget her name.
Jenkins or something, right?
Or someone. It's a woman.
Tompkins.
Does he fuck her at some point?
Paula Tompkins.
Someone like that. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Paul
like that.
F. Tompkins?
Paul F. Tompkins as Batman. Yes.
Paula Tompkins as Batman.
Can you imagine? Oh,
That'd be great. I do like Paul F. Tompkins. That's hilarious. Do you guys watch BoJack at all?
yeah.
I've actually never seen
But-
BoJack.
What? Dude, he plays Mr. Peanut Butter. He's fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
Oh my God. He says the dumbest shit. It's so funny.
Dude, but yeah, this comic is, even though it's like insane and dark and fucked up, it is a funny, sharp comic.
Absolutely. I mean, Alan Moore is the fucking master of comics. You know, we knew that. We knew Alan Moore was like gonna bring the heat no matter what. But this, going back to what you said, is this one of the best Batman comics of all time? Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, it's just so short, self-contained. Like you don't want it to go past this. I mean, it's a perfect, like, it's the best standalone Batman story like this, I would say, but not like the best Batman story overall.
It's almost not even really about Batman himself.
Yeah, it's definitely like just Joker's origin told in a very interesting way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely more of a Joker story than a Batman story. It's kind of like Brian Azzarello's Joker, where you're watching a Joker story from somebody else's, mostly like a lot, like Barbara Gordon, just basically like the people surrounding Batman. And Batman's just like there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily a Batman tale. If anything, it's more of I feel like a critique of Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
sure.
From the Joker's perspective.
Can even consider it a Gordon story as well in that case.
Yeah.
No, I agree. So yeah, I would say best Joker story then, easily. You know, then in that case, you know, I don't think like actually Killing Joke. So when I started buying comics, reading comics like in a real way, I had read Watchmen as one of my first comics. V for Vendetta, I guess I was like on an Alan Moore kick. And then Killing Joke, I felt was like, okay, it seems like this is a great entry point into Batman. Not necessarily, but I think if you've never read a Batman comic, you could easily pick up The Killing Joke.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know if I'd call it the quintessential. It's a must read though.
Must read.
It's a must read.
Quintessential, yeah, I would say.
It's quintessential. I just don't think, I think it's the kind of thing that like, it's a great read regardless, but you stand to benefit if you know a lot more about the characters.
I agree.
You're right, because it is like its own psychological deep dive into like what that dynamic is. And if you've never seen that dynamic, then I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Do you guys mind if I hit the bong quick?
No, go ahead.
Ooh, go for it.
Do you know what I like? I like in this comic is whenever you see him with like the Red Hood helmet on.
Yeah. And
So
how
going back to the
uncomfortable he
synopsis,
is.
Joker's a failed comedian. He has a pregnant wife. He's trying to support her. He eventually gets so down on his luck that these mobsters approach him with a proposition for a heist. And at the old chemical plant that he used to work at. And they're like, oh, you know, like where everything is. You can get us in, get us out. But we need you to wear this red hood because it's what a famous gangster used to wear.
Yeah. Well,
it helps.
Isn't the kind of thing that the lore behind the red hood that it might not have just been one person. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
that many people have worn the red hood over the course of time.
Yeah. And that it's a way of protecting their identities and stuff like that. And which can also like goes back to like a great like, is this story backstory even true? Like, is Joker wearing is this story of him wearing the red hood to protect his actual identity, you know, to make him a more sympathetic character? Or, you know,
you want to know, piggybacking onto this whole like, or is what we're reading even the accurate story?
Yeah.
When he's wearing the red hood, he even says, he's like, hey, I can't really see out of this. It's distorting my vision. Yeah. So like his perspective is already warped with the red hood. The Joker's perspective is surely warped. Like, how do we know what we're reading throughout the whole comic is even, you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you guys already said this because I walked away, but it's so fucked up when, first of all, the way the police delivered the news that his wife died. They're just like,
wife's dead.
Oh yeah, there was the coffee heater or the baby bottle heater. There was a malfunction. You just see the cop like smoking. He's just like, 1 in a million accident. He's like, maybe you should go have another drink before you go home. And he tells the mob guys this, and they're like, oh, gee, that's so bad. You know, we're sorry for you, guy. And then he's like, yeah, I don't think I could do this anymore. What's the point? They're like, no. They're like, that's not how this works.
That's
so fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and both those mob guys get murked by the security.
Yep. So I guess they get theirs, but Joker just like I love like, you know, in my head after I read this and when I read comics, you know, like does the Joker have an origin? Doesn't matter, whatever, but I use this as his origin, even if it's multiple choice and whatever. It still tracks in a way that makes sense for the character, even if it's not canon, so to speak.
That's cool. I don't know if I always use, like, when I think of my definitive Joker in my head, I kind of like the old, like, he just comes onto the scene as Joker. You don't even know his backstory.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea that he doesn't even know his backstory. Basically, what we were talking about while you were hitting the bong is the Joker is... So the Joker dons the mantle of the Red Hood, which you can tell is something that like has been worn by many different people. Yeah. It's like to protect your identities and stuff, which I'm like, is that even a metaphor for the whole entire backstory? Is he using the Red Hood as to like protect his identity? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like we were talking about this comic, it's openness for interpretation and ambiguity is like one of the strongest points of this book. There's so much inferred, but it also could mean so many different things.
Yeah. True. So how deep does it go? Like, do you guys not think Joker fell into a vat of acid? Like for me, that at least happened. That's what I kind of mean. Like, right? Like, you know, that kind of makes sense.
No, obviously, like, what I mean is like, okay, Joker was published, you know, back in the day. He never had an origin story until this. So he was published like, what, 1940 something? So he went almost like 40, 50 years without having an origin story. when I think of the Joker and why does he have chalk white skin? Yeah, I like him to have fallen into a vat of chemicals.
Like I love the Batman OG movie where we get like a mix. Like
he falls into a vat of chemicals,
and he's Joe Chill. Yeah, and like it's like it gets everything. But that origin also tracks. Like it's combining too much if he's the guy that killed Batman's parents, but it also. It makes sense for a origin of the multiple choice,
Yeah. I just think I like that any backstory, as long as it isn't dog shit, could be Joker's backstory. You know what I mean?
Has there been an origin that we've heard of that is dog shit? Like I don't know the thing is I don't know too many of his origins. Like those are the couple that come to mind.
I told you I read that edgelord Harley Quinn Joker comic.
Oh yeah.
His origin's different in that.
Oh, it's like in a high school and shit.
No. He's just like he just looks like a pretty boy, like some jock with white makeup, like an emo. It was so lame.
Okay, so there are
his origin's
wrong multiple choice answers.
Yeah, there are wrong answers.
It was such a bad comic.
That's good to know.
I regret paying money for it.
One of the few comics on our no buy list.
Oh yeah, and I don't feel that way about many comics.
Yeah.
But I regret paying money for that one.
Damn.
But yeah, no, this comic is fucking cool. And I was going back, Anthony, right as you hopped on, that like in the Killing Joke, when he has the red hood on, he's like, I can't see out this thing. It like distorts my vision, and like that also in itself is like a metaphor for Joker's perspective on like life.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like what he's seeing might not actually be there,
Yeah. Yeah, I like my Joker just like completely untethered from reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like literally not I think the cartoon is one of the best ways, and obviously this comic is one of the best ways he's been encapsulated. I love the line in The Dark Knight where he's like, I'm an engine of chaos. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily, the Joker isn't necessarily like a force of evil as much as he's just a chaotic being that lives like without rules or rhyme or reason. You know what I mean?
He's kind of like Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men.
Exactly.
If you've ever read the book No Country, which is great, Cormac McCarthy, he meant for Anton Chigurh to be like a metaphor just for violence, and that it's always going to keep happening no matter what. It's why like his character doesn't get killed in the book or the movie. And it's almost like the Joker is just like a metaphor for almost like the natural chaoticness of life itself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in this comic, he's saying the only way to approach life is through madness. So
yeah,
it's like that's how you live. He's like, otherwise you're crazy, So like the way what you're saying, Cody,
I love that.
Yeah, but like okay, so like Grant Morrison's Joker, remember from like when Damian's around, like that whole storyline, the
Batman R.I.P.
Batman R.I.P. Like that Joker is insane, like and super, super brutal. And like to me, that's the scariest like take of the Joker. Like he is like kind of almost he's chaotic, but then he's like brutally chaotic. He's like nobody lives. Like, and if I catch you, you're getting like tortured and like fucked up. Like it like takes the Barbara Gordon thing to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And that Joker scares me the most because it's not only random, but it's just like you have like if his whole thing is that you have to respond to the world like that, like the way he responds to the world is just like kind of like a take on how the world is, like the Joker wouldn't have to be so brutal if the world wasn't so brutal. I'm not taking the Joker's side here, but that's how he thinks, I guess.
I honestly, this Joker is one of the scariest Jokers for me. Just like everything he does to Barbara, to Gordon. At the end,
to the dude when he buys the fucking amusement park.
Oh, yeah. Like you see him on the
yeah.
No, like that face sticks in your head.
That face, just like
the Joker
like
toxin fucks you.
Yeah. I love classic use of Joker toxin every time.
Oh, also, at the end, he would have murked Batman if that gun wouldn't have
Right.
been like
The fake prop gun.
Yeah.
The flag that says bang.
Yeah. He literally pointed it to Batman's head point range, and Batman didn't move.
Yeah. Now I'm also thinking of something else. Because we
What?
talked about Joker toxin. Like, you see Batman's arm get slashed earlier in the final fight. I don't know if you remember that. The suit rips a little.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do you think Joker could have got him with toxin, and then at the end, like the laugh
That's
is
why
like
he
it
starts
kicking in
laughing?
because he smiles too. You do see a smile.
What if while he's smiling and Batman's starting to die,
Yeah,
from the Joker
it's like
toxin, he's
double
also
kill.
strangling. Yeah,
Yes.
double kill. And they both. So that's a new interpretation. What if they both die at the end?
Because it's
of the comic?
wasn't it two beams of light, right? Like,
No, it was just
oh,
one.
it was just
There were
one.
two
It was
coming,
one.
but at the end, it's like
It was just
one in the
one,
puddle
Yeah,
that's broken.
yeah. So
Dude.
that's another interpretation. One kills, like
One kills the other.
yeah.
Dude, yeah, I like that.
That's how Comics and Chronic is going out. It's going to be a 3-way.
That's sick. You know what's cool is that like the themes from this are taken are in the Dark Knight a lot, as far as like certain things with Heath Ledger's Joker. The multiple choiceness of his every time in the Dark Knight Joker tells his origin, it's always different.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Like his scars, he's like, you want to know I got these scars?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's always a different story.
Right. Oh yeah, there's another origin where like he could have been an Iraq war vet, and like
Oh, yeah, I
that's
remember
what
that.
fucked
For
him
Dark
up.
Knight,
Like
he's
yeah,
like a CIA spook or something.
yep. Like that's believable as an origin, at least in the Dark Knight, in that universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've also been. We could have reused the phrase "blessed with penguins." We could have said we were blessed with Jokers, which we have been for the most part. But Jared Leto like throws it all off.
Yeah. See, the one thing that's missing in the Killing Joke is the word "damaged" on his face.
If he had a grill along with that nice hat, it would have really brought everything together.
That's true. Jared Leto's Joker is pretty much the only non-blessing we've had.
Yeah.
Yep. Anti-blessed.
Anti-blessed. And then I don't really count like I don't know if you watch Gotham that was on Fox.
I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, like I don't count those kinds of Jokers or like
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't say. But who knows?
that dude from that Jedi Star Wars Survivors game played him.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But he was never called Joker. His origin was like Jerome Valesky was his name.
So another multiple choice origin.
So yeah, Joker's name was Jerome, by the way.
Jerome.
A white Jerome. Which I mean, hey, there can be.
Hey,
It's
my best
2023.
friend, one of my best friends growing up was named Jerome, and he was Chinese.
Nice. There are lots. I knew a Jerome who wasn't black.
Jerome is a name anybody could use, Jake. Get over it. Anybody listening, you could be Jerome if you want.
Yeah, if you really want to be, you can be Jerome.
The Killing Jerome.
Well, it's also like an old. Isn't it? The Killing Jerome.
Just like one day.
That should be the name of this episode.
The Killing Jerome.
The Killing Jerome. Although it might sound like we're killing someone
Jerome.
named Jerome.
Dude, but
He's
what
gotta be
if
very-
what
we have to be
if
very
what if
careful these
what if
days.
we executed a like Order 66-esque undertaking where we just killed Jeromes?
All Jerome.
God.
Chronic Jarvis, can you kill all Jerome?
Sequence activated. Jarvis initiating Jerome killing protocol.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Chronic Jarvis.
Killing
Thank you.
Jerome.
Sorry for anyone named Jerome out
Whoops.
there.
Whoopsie.
This is going to be your one bad day.
I also just saw the episode of Atlanta with a crank dat killer. You remember that
Oh,
one?
yeah. That was hilarious.
Anybody who performed the crank dat dance on YouTube back in the
gets
day.
murdered. But dude, that episode is crazy because there's that massive shootout at the mall.
Yes, that's an insane episode.
It's a great episode. Oh man. Well,
How many Joe Pieces?
yeah.
We've
how many
reached
Joe-
the nexus.
The nexus. The wormhole.
The wormhole.
Dude,
Clown wormhole.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely giving it 6.
Easy 6.
You know what? This is Patreon. This is our first ever Patreon episode. I'm not going to not give it a 6. But it's also just a comic that I put it up there with Watchmen, and Alan Moore is obviously the common denominator there, but as like a true 6, like no jokes, all seriousness, this is like one of the best comics of all time. Like buy it, read
cap,
it,
all facts.
read it.
The art, oh man, it's great.
Art. Yeah. Try to find that. I mentioned this in the One Bad Day episode, the Clayface one. They're coming out with like a nice One Bad Day. All the one shots they did. They're coming out with a box set, and in that box set, The Killing Joke is included, and it has the original colors. It might be. I think they're going to release that elsewhere too, so like everyone will be able to read it. Like look for the version with the original colors because it blew my mind when I read it. It like changes this. It doesn't change the story, but it changes the feeling in a bit. It just works so much better. Like the shadows, the colors, the lighting. Like I can't explain it in a way that like I don't know how to talk about art in a way that makes sense in that way. But it just changes it in a great way. So
now I want to check mine out in New York and see which one I have.
If you have like an old school copy, you might, but
I do have an old school
until
copy.
I had the absolute edition, my copy was like the new colors.
Like the logo on mine is definitely the old.
That's the one I have is the new colors.
DC star circle thing. Like
yeah.
That'd be interesting to see. Fuck yes. First Patreonic.
Satan.
Patreon. Yeah.
Satan here. Just want to congratulate you guys on your first Patreon episode. I look forward to many summonings in the future. Burning hell.
Nice. Shout out to Satan
Thank
for
you, Satan.
plugging our Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Easy Money 666.
Yeah, definitely a quintessential Batman story.
Quintessential.
Must read.
Must
Must
read.
own. You know what you also must do is go support us on social media.
Well, if they're here, they do support us.
Yeah,
literally.
they're doing the ultimate support here.
Then
so
do more.
And tell your friends to support us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Steal
Tell
their debit card while they're asleep. Sign them
Subscribe
up.
to our Patreon.
Then put it back in their wallet before they figure it out.
Exactly.
whatever it takes to get people to listen to us, we accept.
Yeah. Put a gun to their head. Say,
Like a pop gun that pops out as like boo boo, you know.
Tie them up and bring them through a tunnel of love in a broken down amusement park. Torture them a little bit.
yeah.
And then say, hey, check out Comics and Crime.
All it takes is one bad day to get someone to listen to Comics and Crime.
They'll be like, you could have just told me that without torturing me.
It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have.
It's part of like the pitch, you know. It's just like, oh my god, my life sucks. Comics and Chronic. I think the strength of our podcast is that if you think you're about to die and then you hear us, you think we're like a great podcast. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's our secret to success.
It's what people hear before they die.
Yeah, when DMT is rushed into their brain, they hear our voices.
Oh, that's great.
well, thanks for tuning into our first ever Patreon episode. Seriously, we're gonna bring you more shit. As
Yeah, we're gonna release more fun stuff. We're gonna do cool things.
but just for you guys who are paying money to hear our beautiful voices and see our
Yeah, supporting our
Beautiful
dreams
faces.
of supporting your dreams.
that's the deal here.
Yeah, just subscribe to our Patreon and make your dreams come true.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Enough
Yeah,
said.
your dreams of giving 3 stoners money to listen to them talk about comic books. Dude, we made it a reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's it. If you were as cool as us, you could have done it, but you're not. So
So now we're gonna insult you.
Hey, it's good
We
cop,
love
bad
you.
cop.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you next time. This is your free shit for the month. Not free shit. This is your extra shit for the month.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing free in this life.
All right. Peace out.
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jacob H.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics N Chronic. That's comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.